Hi everyone, my name is Beth. I'm a librarian at the Wyanburg Library in Mequon. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the databases that the library offers, which is called Transparent Language. This database is pretty similar to Rosetta Stone in that it can help you learn new languages. The nice thing about it is that it has a lot of different languages to choose from, which you can see here. Whereas Rosetta Stone has about 20 languages, Transparent Language has many, many more than that, including some slightly more obscure languages. To get to Transparent Language, you want to go to our website first. It's flwlib.org, or if you Google us, we should be the first result. You'll mouse over e-services near the top of the screen, and then on the left, under Digital Services, go down and click on Transparent Language. That takes you to a screen where you can read a little bit more about the database. And when you're ready to go to it, you'll click on Access Transparent Language. Once you've clicked on that, you'll land here. Now the first time you come to the database, you'll need to make an account, which you can do by clicking on Sign Up near the middle here. You'll type in your library card number and then click Submit, and then you'll be prompted to provide some information. So you'll have to make up a username, tell Transparent Language your name and your email, and then create a password based on the guidelines here. Then you'll check the box to agree to their terms of use and privacy policy and say Create Account. Every other time that you come to Transparent Language, then you would use the username and the password that you create here to log in on this screen. You put the username here, the password here, and then say Log In. So make sure you keep your username and your password in a place where you'll remember them. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. The very first time you log into Transparent Language, you'll be taken to this Choose a Language to Learn screen. So all of the languages available in the database are organized here alphabetically, or if you're looking for one in particular, you can click into the search bar up here and type it in. So for example, if I wanted to learn Japanese, I can see it's right here under J, or I can type Japanese and then either click on it on one of these options, or I can hit the Enter key on my keyboard to see a full list of results. Now once you've chosen one of the options in your search menu or clicked on a language in this list, you'll see that there are always different options associated with it. So for Japanese, they have Japanese for English speakers, just the regular course. They also have a transliterated course where everything is written in an alphabet that an English speaker would understand. They have Japanese for Latin American Spanish speakers, and then Japanese for Turkish speakers. So if your native language is not English, but it's one of these languages, you might choose one of these courses. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Japanese transliterated course to jump into there. Once you've chosen a language, Transparent Language will remember that you were working on it going forward. So now every time I log into my Transparent Language account, I'll be taken to my Japanese transliterated screen, which looks like this. On the left side here, I have my learning path. So it's divided into multiple different units and multiple lessons within that unit. I can click Learn beside the very first unit to just jump right in. Or I can scroll down and click Learn or Start beside any of the other units or lessons to jump a little bit ahead. As I move through all of these different units and lessons, Transparent Language will carry me forward all the way to the end. And different languages have different numbers of units and different numbers of lessons associated with them. On the right, you can set a personal goal for yourself. So, for example, right now my personal goal is to complete 15 minutes of learning in any language. I could change that goal by clicking on these three dots and saying Edit Goal, and then I can choose a set amount of time, I can say any amount of time, or I can set a particular number of minutes and then say Set Goal to finalize that. Or I can say Close to cancel. As you move through units and lessons, you'll get learned vocabulary words that pop up over on the right side of the screen here. At first, those words will come up as being fresh, meaning that you learned them recently, and over time they'll switch to being stale. And it's suggested that you click on them to review them once they turn stale so you don't forget what they meant. And then finally, closer to the bottom of the screen on the right side here is a practice section. So these are a bunch of different sort of targeted sessions aimed at listening, reading, speaking, and writing. So you can click on one of these at any time to go ahead and start it and get some extra practice on a particular topic. Now, all of this is contained in the Learning tab of Transparent Language. The other tab you might be interested in looking at is the Browse tab. So if I click on that, under the Categories section, you'll see some other course options, and different languages have different numbers of options. Some of them will offer lots of different courses here, lots of different mini lessons here. Japanese only has a couple, but every language has this Grammar and More References section. I'm going to click on that. And what this takes you to is a series of lessons about the language that you've chosen and about the grammar of the language that you've chosen. So if I wanted to kind of get a crash course in Japanese before I dive into the learning section, I could click Browse, click on Grammar and More References, and then beside About Japanese, click Review, and that would take me to a PowerPoint or a video or some kind of lesson that will tell me about the country that the language hails from, the general structure of the language, the grammar of the language, and really give me a good foundation to dive in and get started learning. And then to go back, I would just click the back arrow up here, and then I could click the Learning tab to go back and either get started or continue with my lessons. Just because I'm working on Japanese right now doesn't mean I can't switch gears. If you want to change the language you're working on, you can click on the language up near the top of the screen, and you'll see it drops down and offers some related languages you might try. It also tells you what other languages you've been working on recently. And if you click on More Languages, you'll be taken back to the master list, where again you can either search for something or you can look through the list alphabetically and choose one from there. And then whenever you're done for the day, up near the top right corner of the screen, you'll want to click on this little account icon and then say Log Out to sign out. And that's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. As always, the handout for this class is linked in the description below. Please feel free to take a look at it. My information is in that handout, so if you have questions, feel free to email me. I will see you back here on August 6th to learn about Hoopla. See you then.